Okay, now we're going to go to the cross hand. And here, there's not really 4 techniques the way there are in same side, because 2 of the techniques sort of blur together. So let's first of all take a defiant straight arm from the cross hand. He grabs me, and he's just standing there. Notice the I-beam, the pincher. So what he's doing is he's just defiantly holding me there. Now what I want to do is to take him in the middle. I'm going to put my hand on his elbow, and right underneath here there's a little groove, and what you want to do is to raise up so that the bone of your hand catches the groove. There's sort of a nerve in there. It's kind of hard to explain, but if you play with this, you'll see what I mean. It'll sort of take the strength away from his arm. Now, he grabs me. Oh, I grab him back. I'm twisting. I'm pulling up. And what I'm going to do is put his elbow on my shoulder, stand up, pull down. Here's the break. So one more time. He goes to grab me. He grabs me, I grab him back. You notice how this twists? Because I want to get his arm straight. Why do I want to get his arm straight? Because I'm looking for a break. The most common problem that you're going to have with this move, which should be among the easiest of the Hapkido techniques, but one of the problems is he grabs me, I grab him back, I take the elbow, and before I can put him up on my shoulder, he's already bent his arm. Maybe he intended to bend the arm in the first place. I don't really know. But the point is, I am never going to pull off an armbar now. It's already too late. I've lost it. So if this happens, you don't let loose. You hold what you've got. I maintain my hold on his wrist. I maintain my hold on his elbow. And what I'm going to do is begin my twist. What's the general rule? Twist a bent arm, break a straight arm. I intended to break the straight arm, but I wasn't fast enough. He already bent the arm. So now I'm going to come around. I've got him. And at this point, I'm going to fling him to the ground. And ordinarily, we would go into our finish move, which I'm going to show you at the end of the tape. There are times when he'll grab me, and he's slippery, who knows what it is. Anyway, I start to do the move, he's got his arm bent. I come around, I start to do this, but he's wiggling and he starts to get away from me. Don't let loose, hold on to what you've got. Because what I'll do is simply put my arm over the top. I'm going to give him a little bit of a squeeze. You can feel it already. Essentially, I'm compressing his hand on his wrist. And what do I do now? I'm going to swing back, and again, I'm going to put him on the ground. Okay. Now, next, he reaches cross hand, and he's going to pull me this way. We saw this on the same side. And for just to quickly refresh, same side is this. Cross hand is very similar. He grabs me and he starts to pull me. I'm stepping off. Right hand, right foot. Stepping off. And down he goes. Let's switch sides so you can see what this looks like from the other side as well. He reaches over, he gives me a pull with a bent arm. I come over the top, and I put him down. That move blends into the windmill, because if he's going to grab me and we're going to go straight down, you know, the moves, it's not clearly definable between a bent arm and a windmill when it comes to the cross hand. So essentially what he's going to do is, here comes the windmill, he's pulling me down, I'm still coming with it, but a lot of the time what will happen is I end up coming over the top, and it turns into an S arm. If the arm is bent, you go with an arm bar if the arm is straight. Finally, from the cross hand, we have a twist. You remember before, if it's the same side, you know that this is the move because his palm pops up. But if he's going to grab me and I'm going to be twisting now, the palm goes down. It goes down because it's from the opposite side. Once the palm goes down, I'm going to take his elbow. I'm going to turn around, and here we are in the same technique we just demonstrated a second ago. I've got him. At this point, I want you to be aware of something here. If all you're going to do is pull down, you're missing something important. It should be a teeter-totter. Granted, I'm pulling down, but this is the action that you want. So that if I've got him and I raise my elbow, he's in pain. He's in pain already. Raise my elbow. Now when I fling him to the ground, he's going to go down and it hurts even more than it did before. If he's going to take me in the middle, forearm, on a grab, we're coming in, there is still not a great deal of difference between what I'm doing. I am still doing an S-arm on him. So it's not as powerful as same side, middle of the forearm. If he's going to get me all the way at the top, again, you're going to be doing this, but it's not going to be where I was able to trap him. And it's because it's from the same side. Now we're going to go to a skin-on-skin grab, cross hand at the bicep. Now this is going to be one that will bedevil everybody because this is not intuitive. This is going to be hard to practice. All I can say is watch it and you'll see what I'm doing. He grabs me from the cross hand. What's my motion? I'm going to drop my weight, and no matter how big and strong he is, he can't stop me from dropping my weight. I can always pull that off. I'm going to drop my weight. I'm going to make sort of a teardrop motion. I'm going to come back. My thumb is going to go into the well of his palm. Underneath, I've got my S-arm already. There is a possibility that he may have a straight arm, but I don't really care. It won't make a bit of difference because if it's straight, I'll do an arm bar. Luckily, we have one technique, cross hand, at the bicep. I don't care whether his arm is bent, his arm is straight. I don't care if he's pushing or pulling. You do the same thing every single time. He grabs me, I come down, underneath, and here's the technique, and down he goes. Cross hand at the shoulder. This is so simple that there should be no mistake as to which move you're going to do. So he takes me at the cross hand. Well, I'm going to cover, and I'm going to roll right into an arm bar. If the arm is bent, I've got my S-arm. Pretty simple stuff. If he's going to go for my throat, you're going to do an arm bar. So now, I don't really care whether there's one hand or two hands that are attacking. If there's two hands that are attacking you, ignore one of the hands and go for the hand you want. So if he's coming this way to go for my throat, and you want to attack, ignore the other arm. The same is true here. I've got my hands up and he takes both hands at the same time. Ignore one hand and go for the one you want. Even if my hands are down and he takes them, ignore one hand, go for the one you want. That concludes the skin on. We're going to go off camera, suit up with gis, and we're going to come back and see how material, sleeves, lapels, change the equation.